It was a normal Tuesday morning for Foxgate resident Kaylee Townsend until she heard a noise from her ceiling.
Well, I was asleep in my bed, and then I hear this loud crashing noise.
Startled by the noise, Townsend got out of bed to investigate, and that's when she received a rude awakening.
He was naked.
That's right, naked.
And there's this guy standing in the middle of my living room, and there's a big gaping hole in my ceiling.
Townsend screamed for the man to leave, but the man wanted to borrow a pair of shorts. Townsend kept telling him to leave, and he bolted out the front door.
And then he gets halfway out the door and runs back in screaming at me just to borrow a pair of shorts. So I finally get him to leave, and he grabs my jacket and steals it, wraps it around him, and runs out the door.
According to Kaylee Townsend, the man was staying in this apartment right behind me. The man crawled into the attic, busted through the firewall, and belted their apartment. So who was the man who caused Townsend's nude awakening? Lamar County officials say his name is Patrick Williams of Adams County. Townsend believes Williams fled into the attic when Lamar officials were at the apartment complex for his arrest. Williams was convicted in 2007 for his possession of cocaine, and in 2010 a warrant was issued for his arrest because of his failure to report to his probation officer. Lamar County officials say they have since captured Williams. So what about the hole in Townsend's ceiling?
My apartment complex said that they'll probably have to cut a bigger hole than what's there now and to repair it.
And her jacket?
They returned and asked me if I would like it back, whereas I replied no.
For 7 on your side, I'm Mercer Morrison. It's up and away for members of the PineBelt RC Club. The club consists of RC aviation enthusiasts and has been around since the 1960s. The group boasts more than 40 members who come to this airfield in Purvis to test and fly their pet projects. PineBelt RC President Jeff Williams gave some insight as to what all can be seen on the airfield.
We have 3D fixed wing aircraft, we have 3D rotor wing aircraft, which is a helicopter. We have small foam electric airplanes that we fly on a continuous basis out here. The electric airplanes are really coming on board with a lot of power, and power to weight ratios are getting a lot better, so they're much more efficient.
The PineBelt RC Club has also held countless events, fly-ins, and recreations of famous air battles. One great thing about the club is that anyone can join and no age limit is required.
I was about 30 years old when I started flying. I just saw it as a hobby that was kind of neat, and it was a good way to fly without having to own a real plane, and it was just something different I wanted to try.
Lampay went on to talk about why there is no pressure when it comes to joining the RC Club.
Come out and hang out with us a couple afternoons. We're typically here on Sunday. If the weather's decent, there'll always be somebody out here, and they can come out and talk to us, and we can give them some good insight as far as things they need to get started, and just good general beginner's advice.
To find out more about the PineBelt RC Club, go to their website at pinebeltrc.com. In your own backyard, I'm Mercer Morrison for 7 on your side. Everyone raised their glass in celebration of the passing of the beer bill Monday afternoon. Governor Phil Bryant signed into law a bill that will allow an alcohol content of up to 8% by weight. The current limit is 5%. The Keg and Barrel in Hattiesburg celebrated the passing of the bill with crawfish, live music, and of course beer, and lots of it. The passing of the bill could mean a boom in the Mississippi beer industry.
It will broaden the craft beer industry in Mississippi. So what that means is products that are treated like fine wine. People that travel and they collect these beers, we'll have a broader range of those in Mississippi now. So it's more opportunity for our businesses, retail outlets, restaurants and bars, as well as our brewery. We have one brewery in the state. I expect we'll have more opening within the next year or two. And it gives them a better opportunity to compete with out-of-state businesses.
And patrons welcome the stronger brew.
Just because Mississippi has a bunch of dry counties doesn't mean we have to suffer lower quality beer. It kind of brings us up to date with the rest of the U.S.
Consumers are rejoicing in the bill's passing but won't be able to tap the keg until July 1st when it becomes law. I'm Mercer Morrison for 7 on your side. Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor are in the same movie. And the Hulk. Where's my inhaler? The Avengers. Nick Fury of S-H-I-E-L-D. Oh, that spells shield. Brings together a team of superhumans to form the Avengers to help save the Earth from Loki and his army. The movie stars Robert Downey Jr. as himself, Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, and strong female leads Scarlett Johansson and Chris Hemsworth, and Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, who is slightly more threatening than Katniss. I will cut to the chase and say this movie is phantasmical. This is the second greatest story ever told. It takes an hour to get the story set up, but when it does, it hits you like an adrenaline shot. If you take a child to see this film, he will walk out a man with a full beard and a job as a sea captain. I have to tremendously commend Joss Whedon with directing and writing this film. He knows how to tell a story as well as manage the larger-than-life personalities of each superhero. He blends action with some laugh-out-loud moments perfectly. Who knew that the guy who began writing episodes of Roseanne could do that? I guess he already had experience writing for big, monstrous behemoths. I was more than satisfied with the different fight scenes, especially the inner turmoil in the group. Thor's got a steel chair! Also, Joss pulled off making some of the minor characters interesting, such as Hawkeye and Black Widow, even though her weapons are about as useful as a box full of cuddly kittens. The bad guy played by Tom Hiddleston definitely holds his own against the super group, and he gave his character depth and made him seem more than just a scene-chewing evildoer, though he does have his grandiose moments. I guess he didn't keep it low-key. Chris Evans does a really good job at Captain America, though his suit looks like he's about to battle in a slumber party pillow fight. And rest easy, dorks, Mark Ruffalo does a great job as the Hulk. And I've never seen the not-so-jolly green giant look better. I saw this in 3D, and it works to its advantage and is not overused. One complaint I do have is that why in every big-budget action film do they have to destroy New York? It's more war-torn than Afghanistan. I don't know how much... Oh crap, wrong franchise. I don't know how much more I can gush about this movie. So I give this film the rare rating of 4.5 TV's Patrick Duffy. I hate to compare, but The Avengers is my Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, and this is my Part 2. Hello, I'm Husk Mantooth. The place, Hollywood. The time, 1927. The movie, The Artist. As silent movie star George Valentine wonders if the arrival of talking pictures will cause him to fade into oblivion, he sparks with Peppy Miller, a young dancer set for a big break. The movie stars
Jean Dujardin
with
Bernice Bejo
and
Jean Goodman.
So grab your Maple Leaf rag and your Charleston chew, let's head on down to the picture show. The movie is stylistic and classy. That'll make all you flappers out there swoon. The only problem I have with this film is that at the end it gets a little dark and it ain't for the kids. Because child labor laws don't exist. Sorry, Timmy. Other than that, this movie charms the cat's pajamas right off you. The character of George Valentine is the real McCoy and makes the dolls go bonkers. Fun fact, George Valentine's life is based on Douglas Fairbanks, while mine is based off Daniel Baldwin. The love story between Peppy and George is a fun and lovable flaunt, but some say the story is too simple and a silent film in this day and age won't mean squat. But pardon my language, I just think that's a bunch of fiddlesticks and horse feathers. Overall, this movie is the bee's knees, ritzy, and... what's a drugstore cowboy? I give this film 4 Great Depressions. Sorry, Timmy. Uh-oh, in the words of Steve Martin, I think I got happy feet.
You're still working on Sunday.